Thank you for joining us here today on Mortal to Mortal. Today I have with me the incredible, indomitable Amber Jean. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello.
So, for those that may not know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I sure can. I am an actor and comedian. I am also a writer and somebody who I'm using acting as a platform to kind of spread my principles of
Oh,
be yourself um, and follow your instincts and follow your heart. And so that's
excellent.
kind of my little world that I live in.
I love it. That's great. um, and I believe you've been acting for a while. About how long have you been acting, and what got you interested in it in the first place?
I was watching Ace Ventura: Pet Detective when I was
Oh,
4 years old,
neat.
and I said I want to be Jim Carrey.
Oh,
So I knew that that's what I needed to do if I wanted to be like Jim Carrey.
perfect.
I've
Neat.
been actually acting since I was like 7, doing like plays and stuff.
Wow. Okay. That's wonderful. That's great. Um, well, what has been your favorite role or acting opportunity so far?
Yeah, so I have like cool things that have happened to me, and then I have roles that I really like because of the
Oh,
character.
okay.
And my favorite character that I've ever done is from a play called Rabbit Hole, and they made that into a movie with Nicole Kidman.
Really?
But I was like, yeah, I was this loudmouth fucking like
That's
like
awesome.
out there character.
Hmm.
So that was the most fun and probably the most challenging to
Oh,
date.
okay. Wow.
Hmm.
um, and do you find that you have a preference between, a more dramatic character or role versus like a comedic?
Hmm. I love comedy. That's my main
Ah.
thing that lights me up. Like if I'm reading a script or something, like I like quirky, alternative, just out there kind of comedy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like my favorite movie is Anchorman. If
Okay.
I could do more stuff like that, I would be so pleased. But I love indie films
Okay.
and like the raw kind of tender, real films and characters.
Mm.
Um, so I love comedy, but I like that stuff too.
Neat. Okay. All around actor. I gotcha. uh,
Yeah.
um, can you talk about maybe some of the struggles that you face as an actor?
The struggles of an actor. I think it's kind of the same struggles you face um, if you are somebody pursuing something that doesn't have a set in stone, this is how you do it structure.
Ah, mhm.
So I think the struggle has been, for me, learning how to listen to my intuition and learning how to hear like those little like voices in my head saying you should be writing, you should be,
Yeah.
those truthful voices that maybe my fear resists and says, "Oh, I don't have enough money to do that," or like
Hmm.
fear always comes in and fucks everything up.
Sure.
And so
Yeah.
like the challenge has been um, just understanding when my intuition is speaking
Hmm.
and when I'm having a truthful thing come in
Hmm.
and actually doing it.
Right.
Um, and so if you can do that, then you can start to make those things that are inside of you and share that with the world. And So I think that that's the struggle of being any kind of creative liver
Mm.
person who lives.
Right. Yeah.
Um, Specifically with acting, though, I mean, you have to have money to be an actor. It's
Mm.
stupid. You have to pay to uh, meet casting directors, like
Gotcha.
35, $45 a pop just to read something in front of a casting director.
Jeez.
If you want to meet more people and go
Right.
beyond the like few people that you're getting called in for and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like so many things cost money, and
Yeah. I
you
bet.
just have to commit to spending a buttload of money if you want
Right.
to do what you love to do.
Neat. I can definitely see that being a challenge. Um,
Hmm.
and I've always heard that being an actor is sort of a naked experience where you really just have to open yourself up and let yourself very vulnerable, to be able to play these different characters in a very raw way that to your own personality may feel embarrassing or may feel, whatever. Have you found that to be true, or is that just?
I think I'm going back to like acting is not so different than this and this and this,
Mm,
because I recently wrote a short film,
mm,
and as a writer I wanted to share that with people so that they can punch up the script and make it funnier with
mm,
me. Um, and that was the most vulnerable thing I've ever done.
mm,
Um, and so, like,
mm.
I think anytime you present a part of you that you haven't really shown people before,
Yeah.
no matter if you're an actor or if you're something else,
Hmm.
it takes balls to do it.
Yeah.
But if you trust in your skill set,
Hmm.
and I found that there's like different things that I can go into thinking, like
Hmm.
um, like if I'm going into an audition and I'm nervous about it, if I go into that thinking this is my place, this is like what I was born to do, and so me coming to this location and meeting these people, this is my wheelhouse. So I'm
Mm.
not going into their wheelhouse. I'm going into my wheelhouse. And so I'm meant to go there. I'm meant to do this thing. Um, so even if I am being very vulnerable, I can have this sort of confidence like, yeah, I'm supposed to do
Neat.
this right now.
Right. That's great. Okay. Thanks for answering that.
Yeah.
Um, I, I'd also like to ask what it's like being an actor living in LA versus being an actor and living elsewhere. Uh,
Yeah. So I can only attest for being an actor and living in the Bay Area
okay.
and LA. Like I don't know what it's like in other places because
Hmm.
I didn't live in those other places.
Okay.
But from the Bay Area, like San Francisco Bay Area
Hmm.
to LA, I learned that people in the Bay Area need to get on their shit if they want to be good in LA.
Yeah.
Like you think you're great in San Francisco,
Hmm.
then you come to LA and you're like, I
Oh,
don't know anything.
gotcha. Wow, that much of a
Like
difference.
talent wise,
Mm,
it translates.
I see.
But business wise and
Mm.
headshot wise, like my
Oh,
headshot was so bad in the Bay Area compared to
nice.
in LA. Like it's glamorous
Oh, that's great.
in LA.
Neat.
um, any other the differences besides that, being in being in a place before LA, I always knew that I was meant to go to LA.
Okay.
So being somewhere else that wasn't LA was like TikTok, 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 wasting my time. Um, and so anything that I did in the Bay Area, well, not anything, because I did comedy sports, which was amazing, and that's a
Oh.
professional comedy troupe.
Okay.
Um, but it felt like when I came to LA, I arrived into what I was meant to do. And so
Okay.
now I can really fully be myself. Now I can really do all the things that I had wanted to do my whole life.
Wow, that's amazing then. That's great. To be able to find that, yeah.
Hmm.
um, well, we've talked a little bit about the challenges that you face as an actor. What do you find are some of the rewards or benefits of being an actor, working that field?
The rewards of being an actor. Um, you what I mean, the challenges of being an actor really teach you life lessons that translate to the rest of your life.
Okay.
For example, um, you need to be a good um, communicator. You need to be somebody who reaches out um, to collaborate on things. Um, you need to be on your shit, and you need
Mm,
to um, like if you're not working hard for yourself, then nobody's working hard for you.
right.
You're just nothing's happening.
I see.
So I would say that the amazing things about being an actor um, is all of the great lessons that you get to learn, that you have to learn if you want
Mm,
to be successful. Um, I watch videos every morning on my phone of just new stuff to learn. Not even whether it be like acting or even
mhm.
just like videos of how to break through blockages of talking to people, like
Neat.
anything like that.
Okay. Yeah. That's fantastic. Wow. That's a really
And another,
mm.
oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's such a
I was
genuine take.
gonna,
Yeah. Good.
yeah.
um, neat. Sorry to cut you off there. Was there something else you wanted to add? I don't want to take away from.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think being an actor, um, it when you get to be on set with cool people that you admire,
Ah.
it is very, very magical. It
Oh.
is so magical.
Hmm.
But I can see that translating to anybody who had an idea and then it came to fruition. Um,
Sure.
being on set for me is like if you were a farmer and you planted a bunch of seeds
Mm.
and then now it's time to harvest, it's like, oh,
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
been waiting for so long and now I'm here, I can pick my fruit.
That's great.
That's what it feels like.
Neat. That's wonderful. um, and have you? Is there anyone in particular that you've been awestruck by or to work with, where you felt like fanning out a little bit, like, oh my gosh.
Well, so I used to work at Abominable Pictures. I
Okay.
was the office manager there,
Oh,
and they do a bunch of comedies like Wet Hot American Summer
hmm.
and Children's Hospital, like a bunch of Adult Swim stuff.
Okay.
And uh, every day I was freaking out
Right. Oh
because
gosh, that's awesome.
I like when I was a teenager, I was watching everything that all those guys did.
Mm.
And I mean, I still do, but like when you're a teenager, you get really obsessed with stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was really obsessed with them. So like, I worked with David Wayne and Rob Corddry,
Okay.
um, but
Well.
they're wonderful people, and so I'm
Mm.
still struck by them. But they're now I know them like as regular people.
That's great. It settles down a bit when you get to know
Yeah.
them. That's neat. Now, in addition to acting, I know you're a really great singer. I've had the pleasure of hearing you sing on a Geek Sundry. I think it was a karaoke, one of their karaoke parties that they streamed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
do you ever get to showcase that as an actor, or do you do any work strictly as a singer?
Um, Not really. Um, Not right now,
Hmm.
because when I first came to LA, I was like, I'm gonna do acting, I'm gonna do singing, I'm gonna do blah 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 blah, and so I was spreading myself really thin.
Oh, I see.
And I mean, I still kind of do, I still do that, but I told myself, what do I want? I'm gonna focus on that,
Hmm.
so that way I'm not so all over the place.
Sure.
And so I kind of left singing. Um, like I sing every day. I am always singing, but
Hmm.
um, getting together and writing songs and stuff like I used to, I don't really do it as much.
I see.
Um, I did it like 2 weeks ago though
Oh.
because needed to write a song for my short film.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah,
That's great.
because I'll be singing in that.
Oh, good. Excellent. Um, well, I can't wait to talk about that in a bit too. Upcoming projects and such. First, I feel like I need to talk about Squirrel Girl. You have
Yay!
on your Twitter feed and such. I know you have several bisected pictures of you and Squirrel Girl, and you
Yeah.
look the same, and it's
Do
a
you want to
perfect match.
see my Squirrel Girl teeth?
Ah, neat.
Here's my Squirrel Girl teeth.
Oh, that is fantastic. Oh,
um,
perfect.
I'll I'll put these in.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. I
I'm
love
not
it.
good at talking with them yet.
Oh, yeah.
So
Practice.
this is a passion project of mine
Mm,
because um, my boyfriend, he's an avid comic book reader,
okay.
and I love all of the characters from all of the different comic books and stuff. But I
Mhm.
I didn't read any comics up until I learned about Squirrel Girl.
Ah, all right.
And so he was the one that told me, he's like, because my favorite animal is a squirrel,
Oh, nice.
and he was like, you know, you look just like Squirrel Girl, and you love squirrels, and I was like, who's that?
Hmm.
And so he showed me, and I
Mm.
was like,
What?
this is crazy.
Yeah.
She's just like me.
Yes.
She looks like me. She acts like me.
Mm.
Um, it's a trip, and I was like, if I don't make something of Squirrel Girl, then somebody else is gonna be Squirrel Girl, and I'll be so mad.
Right. Right. If it's there, you've got to seize the opportunity. Yeah. Neat.
It was like, I love Harry Potter. I don't know if you could tell I'm wearing a Harry Potter shirt,
Yeah.
but I wanted to be Luna Lovegood when I was a high school student.
Oh, okay.
And I was so mad that I didn't get to be Luna. The girl that they cast was perfect,
Mhm.
but I was so mad, and I was like, I will not let this happen to me again.
Nice. That's perfect. Um, and did you want to talk a little bit about that, your Squirrel Girl project?
Yeah, so it's I I was overly ambitious when I told everybody it was going to be done by October, and it so isn't even close to being done. I have a lot of like different things written, and it's going to
Ah,
be a web series.
okay.
Um,
Neat.
but it's I want to do it right, and so I
Yeah.
want the costume to be great and
Mm.
magnificent and perfect.
Hmm.
And
Right.
it's taking a long time
Sure.
to do it.
Uh, yep.
So it's yeah.
That's neat. I think that's fantastic, though, that you're taking the time to, get it done right. And
Mhm.
I like the idea of having that in the format of a web series too. I think that'd be really fun to see that put into that
Yeah.
venue.
I love Squirrel Girl, and I love like her style. But it's it's so quirky, and like the way that I imagine it is as, as colorful and as zany as Scott Pilgrim was when they made that into a
Oh.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that tone doesn't really match a lot of like a TV show or
Right.
um or like even if they put Squirrel Girl in one of the movies with Iron Man or something,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would be kind of weird.
Yeah. You can't really add that to the existing.
It's two different
Wouldn't.
tones.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Well, I'm sure we're all gonna be looking forward to that when that comes out. That'd be cool. We'll have some. Stay
Yeah.
tuned. We'll keep everyone updated. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think you're also currently working on a short film as well.
Mhm.
Would you like to
So
talk?
this
Yeah.
short film um is so random, but that's
Hmm.
kind of just how I do stuff. And it's a body swap comedy
Mhm.
with me and Lady Gaga.
Nice.
And so the storyline will eventually have Lady Gaga come into my body, and that's why there's a song that I wrote,
Okay.
because she's gonna sing about how sad, how sucky it is,
Oh, that's
basically.
great. I can see a lot of room for some laughs there with that type of setup.
Mhm.
That's going to be fun. Neat. Um, well, we have a segment where we sort of talk about some personal interests and some fun questions, for you, as well as some um, fan submitted questions, which we've got a couple for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But to start, what's the weirdest thing that has happened to you recently?
Uh,
Abstract
I'm
questions.
I'm ready for this
Okay.
because you sent me some questions and stuff,
Hmm.
and I was like, what is the weirdest thing? But I guess it was like maybe like 5 days ago.
Okay.
Um, I went to a restaurant, and there was a little mouse who was inside of, like, he was trapped inside the restaurant, and he was running from, like, there was two doors,
Hmm.
and he was running from, like, back and forth because he was trying to get out. And
Oh.
I was the only one who saw him, and I didn't want to tell the people at the restaurant because I didn't want them to kill this little cute mouse.
Yeah.
And so I got closer to it and was like trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get this mouse out of here without anybody noticing me? And 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 then I saw he was trying to, so he went on top of, like, the very top of a chair, like right here on the
Hmm.
very top,
Okay.
and he was looking out the door, and he leapt from the chair
Wow.
onto the little door handle
What?
to, like, get out of the
It's a
door.
smart mouse.
But
Yeah.
then, and that didn't work, obviously, because he's a tiny, tiny mouse. And so he fell down.
Hmm.
But that door was locked anyway. So
Ah.
I was like, okay, I'm going to go to this other door
Hmm.
and open it. And I used telepathy to get this little mouse to know
Nice.
that I was opening the door for him.
Yep.
And he ran out.
It worked. All right. That's
Yeah, I
great.
saved that little
That's
mousey.
fantastic.
Yeah.
See, you're a
And then
superhero.
this man noticed,
Oh.
like, as right as the mouse went out, I was so happy, and then I looked inside the
Mhm.
restaurant, and this man was like,
He's probably watching the whole thing.
like
Like,
he is,
yeah,
yeah.
that's fantastic. Oh, that's a good one. Um, let's see. Another abstract question. What were you like in high school?
I was very cool.
Perfect.
No, I was very loud, very obnoxiously weird, but
Hmm.
very true to myself. Like,
Good.
it's something that I lost like a couple years later that I've since been finding again.
Okay.
Um, and I was the star of most of the plays
Oh,
and
okay.
singing, and I did video announcements
Really?
every day. Yeah.
Nice.
um, and so I was very active. I only did like classes that I wanted to do.
Okay.
I didn't do math. I didn't do science for like the last 2 years of high school.
Nice.
I just did like a bunch of acting and psychology and
Oh,
art and
excellent. That's great.
stuff like that.
Neat. It's cool to have a little insight into high school Amber Jean.
Yeah.
uh,
I was also
mm.
way heavier.
Oh,
I
really?
lost a lot of weight since
Oh,
then.
okay. Neat. That's great.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
um, yeah. I mean, it's such a difficult thing to do. I think it requires so much commitment. So I always admire people that are able to, you know, put that to work and make it work and trim down. I'm still working on that, but I think
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
um, okay, next two questions are sort of loaded questions. Not the easiest to answer probably. What would you say is your best quality?
hmm My best quality is that I do what I want to do. And, well, hmm. I know that, so I'm going off of the thing that I like best about myself,
Hmm.
and that I see other people who are very restricted, like, oh, I can't show who I am,
Okay.
or oh, I can't do that because blah 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 blah.
Mm.
But I the thing I like best about me is that I'm like, fuck it, just do it.
Nice. I want to
Just
do this.
a
There it
Nike
is. Yeah.
commercial.
That's great. And on the flip side of that coin, what would you say is your worst quality?
Worst quality.
Mm.
Um, I think the worst quality comes when I start judging myself for having bad qualities.
Oh,
So it's not something that's permanent. It's something that
neat.
peeks its head in every once in a while and
Hmm.
says, "You suck." But
Hmm.
everybody has that.
Yeah.
And I get really mad when I have that,
Hmm.
and I get really mad at myself for dumb stuff sometimes.
Hmm.
Um, but I've learned to send love to that part of me.
That's great.
And I've recognized that whenever those bad things come up, or if I get mad or upset,
Hmm.
I recognize that there's a part of me that needs love. And
Hmm.
so I send love to that part of me, and then doesn't really come up too much after that.
That's wonderful. That's great.
Yeah.
um, so there's helpful some insight for anyone else that feels that going on in their lives. Take a note from
Mm-hmm.
Amber Jean and send yourself some love. I like that. Um, and what is it about acting that you like best?
Hmm. I guess I like the magic of it.
Hmm.
Um, I'm trying to like put into words what I'm feeling right now.
Mm.
I like I guess like the unknown element of it,
Okay.
which is kind of cool to think about actually, because I never really thought of that. But
Neat.
the like you go through life working so hard and doing stuff and like you're in the grind and stuff, and
Mm.
you're hoping things work out for you, and then you just keep on keeping on, and then all of a sudden you have a role. Here's some
Great.
money. Here's a bunch of famous people that are talking to you. And
Nice. Uh,
like, and it, uh, I can feel, like I've had a taste of that here and there.
mhm.
And then a big gap of basically me being a little caterpillar
Okay.
and not getting to be a butterfly. But um, I'm excited for the butterfly. I'm excited for
Mhm.
that. I can feel it's coming up.
Excellent. Me too. We'll be rooting for you.
Thanks.
And and we do have a couple fan questions. Let's see. At mech_45 asks, to date, what has been your greatest challenge in the entertainment industry? Which I guess we sort of touched on, but.
My greatest challenge to date. Um, I think it's um, hmm, the greatest challenge.
Cobra Kai.
um, let's see. I want to get. I think it's your own personal blockages
Mhm.
heightened.
Uh,
So whatever you feel like your biggest blockage is,
mhm.
it's way more intense because of this specific profession.
Okay.
So my blockage specifically is that I grew up being told a certain mindset of it's hard to make money.
Okay.
And so I know that about myself, and that I have to work really hard to remind myself that I am abundant and I am open, and so that's something that I fight against all the time, is that specific blockage.
Mhm.
Just thinking that way, and
Sure.
it's not helpful because you need to have money, or like if you have that blockage of it's
Mhm.
hard to make money,
Mhm.
then you're not really booking stuff, are you?
Right. Right.
Um, um, so that is my own personal thing. But
Okay.
everybody has their own personal thing. Like I have friends that they're scared of getting old, and so
Mhm.
they feel like they have a this much time to be successful,
I see.
or else they'll never be successful.
Gotcha.
Um, but I don't really care about that. I have other stuff.
Neat. Right. I got my own things. Yeah.
hmm
Neat. All right. Um, and let's see. PPFXC asks, "How's the new tail working out? Is it completed yet?"
Nope. So the tail is what's taking a long time because I am so blessed and so lucky that I have friends that are helping me build this tail who are professionals. Like this is their job. They
Wow.
make this type of stuff. Like they built Where the Wild Things Are, like those giant puppets and stuff.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, they're so amazing, but they're helping me in their free time. They're
Mm,
doing this for free.
I see.
And so whenever I get the chance to go over there and pester them to help me, that's when we do little increments. And the last time I was there, we were like, I had to sew some stuff,
Mhm.
and I'm the slowest sewer in the world. So that was like the only thing I did. I didn't really get very far. Um, so it is. I want to say it's like, well, I don't even know. I want to say it's halfway done, but I don't really know
Mm.
because I don't. This isn't my wheelhouse. I
Right,
don't
right.
really
It
know what I'm
looks
doing.
that way. Yeah. Neat.
Yeah, it's got the shape, it's got the structure.
Okay.
It looks really cool. I have like a little custom made back plate and
Oh.
backpack thing
Okay.
that's gonna be able to hold all the weight because the fur I got is way too heavy.
Oh, all
Um,
right.
and so it's like falls over.
I see.
And so they had to build a custom back plate so that it can hold all of that extra weight.
Wow. I'm really excited to see that all come to
Yeah.
fruition there. It sounds really exciting.
Yeah. I'm excited too. Hopefully, hope because I saw that Marvel or there's like some writers that are pitching a script that has Squirrel Girl in it for
Oh.
a TV show.
Oh, okay.
And I'm hoping that nobody wants that script.
Nice. Right? Just hold off
Because I
another
think
year or
she should
two.
have her own movie.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
think she should have her own thing and
Yeah.
not fit into a bunch of other characters' thing.
That would be nice. Really let her be
Hmm.
her, and um, yeah. Neat. Well, fingers crossed then that you get this set up, and then they can be looking at you for uh, step 2 there. Yeah. Neat. Well, that's all the time we have today on Mortal to Mortal. Amber Jean, thank you again so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, Dan. I loved doing
Awesome. Do you have any
it.
thoughts or sentiments you want to leave viewers with?
Parting words.
Mm.
My parting words to you, person watching this, put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, what do I want right now? What am I avoiding? What am I resisting? And do it.
That is
That is it.
excellent. Love it. Oh, well, take that to heart, people. Uh, well, thanks again, Amber Jean, and thank everyone. Thank you all that are watching, and we will catch you next week. Take care.
Bye bye.
Hi.